What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about a $10,000 deal I did in San Antonio, Texas. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I thought this deal was going to be like a $30,000 to $40,000 deal, but then it turned out being a $10,000 deal. So see the craziness that happened with that. Also, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. Other than that, let's get right into the video. Alright, so that's right, a $10,000 wholesale deal in San Antonio, Texas. It was going to be a $30,000 to $40,000 deal, but then some craziness happened and it turned into a $10,000 deal, so let's get right into it. This lead came in from cold calling marketing. It came in from a high equity list. This guy had lived in the property for over 40 years. The reason he wanted to sell the property is because he wanted to move closer to his wife. His wife lived in Houston and he lived in San Antonio, and he wanted to move to Houston. This was actually one of the first leads that we got when we started marketing to San Antonio. So it was one of the first sellers we were actually talking to. When we spoke to him, he seemed highly motivated. He halfway remodeled the property and he didn't finish remodeling it. So he wanted to sell it and he didn't want to fix it up. He wanted to sell it in as-is condition. He wanted $90,000 for the property, and to me the property looked to be worth over $200,000, so I instantly thought it was a deal. Now this was my first mistake. It was my first time going into the San Antonio market, so I didn't realize I needed to lock it up around $70,000 to $80,000. I thought $90,000 was a deal. If I locked up a property that was worth over $200,000 in Arizona for $90,000, I would easily make $40,000 to $50,000. But the markets are so different. Every single market around the country is so different. The numbers are so different. The flippers want to make more money in different markets. So you got to take that into account. So that's the first thing that messed up for me. But I still thought it was going to be a pretty big deal. Now let's get into the second reason why I kind of messed up on this deal. He did an addition on the property. So the property was way bigger than anything around it. It was around 1,800 square feet, and the rest of the houses in the surrounding area and around a 2 to 3 mile radius were around 1,000 to 1,200 square feet. So his property was way bigger than everything around it, and it's because he did a major addition on the property. But this is the downfall of the addition. It didn't have any permits. He didn't have any permits for the addition. And in Arizona, if they did an addition a bunch of years ago, in Arizona, they don't really care too much about it most of the time if it was like grandfathered in, right? It was done so many years ago that it's grandfathered in. But in Texas, completely different story. They take it very serious with the additions. So if there's an addition, instantly half of your buyer pool is not going to be interested in the deal anymore, and that's what happened with this. And I didn't realize how strict they were about additions and permits in Texas, so I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. I didn't think it was going to affect how much money I could make on the deal. Little did I know it was going to take a huge effect on my assignment fee. But regardless, I still thought it was going to be a pretty big deal, and I went ahead and sent someone out to the property to get pictures of it. And another headache happened. My guy that I sent out to get pictures knocked on the door. The dude didn't answer. He was running late, so I had to have my picture guy wait an hour at the house to finally get pictures of it, which was super annoying. But regardless, my guy got into the property, took pictures of every room, took pictures of the hot water heater, the electrical box. This property did not have AC. It only had heat, which was weird, so that was something that was going to need to be added to this property as well. But regardless, we got pictures of everything. So once we had pictures of the property, I had everything I needed to market the property. So I instantly sent the deal out to my cash buyers list that I was building in Texas. Obviously, my buyers list was only around 200 people because I just got into the market, so I didn't have that much time to build a good buyers list, so I didn't have a lot of people to show the deal to. So that's when I reached out to my buddy Quentin Flores out in San Antonio, who kills it in that market, to help me sell the deal because he knows a lot of cash buyers out there. So I reached out to my network and found someone to partner with, collaboration over competition, and I was able to have him help me sell my deal. And finally, we got a bunch of people interested in the property. We had a bunch of people interested in the property, but when they walked it, a ton of people said, nope, I don't even want the deal. I don't have an offer for you. You'll get that sometimes where it's like so bad that they don't even care to make an offer. Even though they'll probably be around $20,000 and you need them to be way higher, they don't even want to insult you with the price that they need to be at. So they're just like, I'm out. But other offers came in around 70, 80,000, right, where I thought I needed to lock it up at. So we couldn't take those. So then we had to drop the price, the marketing price, because I was marketing it trying to make $30,000. So I was marketing at $120,000. So we dropped the marketing price all the way down to $99,900, and finally we had somebody that wanted to buy the property. This buyer, though, gave us a bunch of headaches. He wanted to walk the property multiple times because of the addition. He wanted to have his contractors walk the property. He wanted to have his inspector walk the property. And you know, this was my only buyer. So I couldn't be like, you know what, I'm not gonna listen to you. You know, you're not gonna control the deal. I'm gonna control the deal because it's my deal. I couldn't do that because I really had no other buyers. So I had to let this buyer do his due diligence, do his thing, but ultimately I got him to put down $5,000 of non-refundable earnest money, and once he did that, I knew I had the deal locked in and I was gonna have a buyer buy this deal. So now that I had that $5,000 of non-refundable earnest money, I knew I had this buyer locked in. I knew, you know, it was very unlikely that he was gonna back out of the deal because he was gonna lose his $5,000 if he did. So I knew I was pretty set up to get this deal closed. I did have to delay close of escrow about 2 weeks because I didn't have a buyer and I kept having to drop the marketing price and it was taking forever to find a buyer. So I did delay with the seller a bit, but ultimately they were totally okay with me delaying the close of escrow because the dude had so much junk in his house that he needed more time to move out anyways, so he was okay with it being delayed. So that went smoothly, but then there was some hiccups in escrow with the deal, but we pushed through them and we got to the closing table. But we got to the close of escrow, the buyer performed, seller signed the closing docs, and everything was done. We got the deal closed. I made $10,000 on the deal. I thought it was gonna be a $30,000 or $40,000 deal. It turned into a $10,000 deal. Like I tell you guys, shit happens in real estate. It happens, it happens, it happens. It's part of the game. Each seller is different, each deal is different, each property is different, each market is different. You never know what's gonna happen. But ultimately, the San Antonio market has been a great market for us. The median home value in San Antonio is around $250,000. So most frequently, we are locking up these properties around $100,000 and they're worth around $2,000. So, you know, it's pretty normal. Everything pretty much stays the same. It's pretty standard throughout the market. So stuff doesn't get too confusing with comping the properties. It's pretty standard throughout, which makes it easier for us. Now that we're actually in the market, we've done a handful of deals in the market, we aren't concerned about what we're locking it up at. We know where we need to be at to comfortably sell the deal. So now we're just getting ready to dominate the market. But other than that, we got the deal closed and that's what matters, and we made $10,000. As long as we're profiting, we're winning, the company's still rocking and rolling, so that is what's amazing. But if you guys like this video, make sure to go down below, hit the like button. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.